Column 17. Another method of it again, very good for the lamp. You say, Boel, 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 tat, tat, tat. The first attendant of the great entity, he who gives life exceedingly, the companion of the flame, in whose mouth is the flame which is not quenched, the great entity that dieth not, the great entity, he that sitteth in the flame, who is in the midst of the flame, who is in the lake of heaven, in whose hand is the greatness and the might of the entity. Come within the midst of this flame, and reveal thyself to this boy here today. Cause him to inquire from me concerning everything about which I shall ask him here today. For I will glorify thee in heaven before Fra. I will glorify thee before the moon. I will glorify thee on earth. I will glorify thee before him who is on the throne, who perisheth not, he of the great glory, in whose hand is the greatness and the might of the entity, he of the great glory. Pater, 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 emphe. Pater, emphe. O great entity, who is above heaven, in whose hand is the beautiful staff, who created deity, deity not having created him, come into me with Boel, Aniel, do thou give me strength to the eyes of this boy, who has my vessel today, to cause him to see thee, cause his ears to hear thee when thou speakest, and do thou inquire for him concerning everything and every word to which I shall ask him here today, O great entity, Sisa Uth, Akrem To, come into the midst of this flame, he who sitteth on the mountain of Gabaon, Dakartat, he of eternity, he who dieth not, who liveth forever, bring in Boel, 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 Arbeth Ba in Uthe, great one, O great entity, bring, fetch, Boel in, tat, tat, bring, fetch, Boel in. You say these things 7 times down into the head of the boy. You make him open his eyes. You ask him, saying, has the light appeared? If it be that the light has not come forth, you make the boy himself speak with his mouth to the lamp. The formula, grow, O light, come forth, O light, rise. O light, lift thyself up, O light, come forth, O light of the entity, reveal thyself to me, O servant of the entity, in whose hand is the command of today, who will ask for me. Then he reveals himself to the boy in the moment named. You recite these things down into the head of the boy, he looking towards the lamp. Do not let him look towards another place except the lamp only. If he does not look towards it, then he is afraid. You do all these things. You cease from your inquiry. You return. You make him close his eyes. You speak down into his head. This other invocation which is below, that is, if the entities go away and the boy ceases to see them. Arkekem Ba'e Zeu Hele Satra Paramet. Watch this boy. Do not let him be frightened, terrified, or scared, and make him return to his original path. Open Tai, the underworld. Open Tai Here. I say it, that this vessel inquiry of the lamp is better than in the beginning. This is the method again. Its form, you take a new lamp, in which no minium has put, and you put a wick of clean linen in it, and you fill it with genuine clean oil. You place it on a new brick. You make the boy sit on another brick opposite the lamp. You make him shut his eyes, and you recite down into his head according to the other method also. Another invocation which you recite towards Fra in the morning 3 times or 7 times. Formula, Iata Ba'o, Sak, Amoa, Ak Kan, Bu San Ao, An E Esse, Ek Fatha, Kato Sathore, Sinila Lua Pakre. May everything succeed that I shall do today, and they will succeed if it be that you do not apply purity to it. It does not succeed. Its chief matter is purity. Another invocation like the one above again. Formula, Boel, thrice. Tat. Thrice. He who giveth the light. Exceedingly. The companion of the flame, he of the flame, which does not perish, the entity who liveth and dieth not. He who sitteth in the flame, he who is in the midst of the flame, he who is in the lake of heaven, in whose hand is the greatness and might of the entity, reveal thyself to this boy. Heu, heu, he'ah, that he might inquire for me, and do thou make him see, and let him look, and let him listen to everything which I ask him. For I will glorify thee in heaven, I will glorify thee on earth. I will glorify thee before him who is on the throne, who does not perish, he of greatness. Patari, patari, Anthe, O great entity who is above heaven, and whose hand is the beautiful staff, who created deity, deity not having created him, come into the midst of this flame with Boel, Aniel, and give strength to the eyes of Hugh. And, okay. So, it doesn't sound like Nachurwa that is being referred to as this great entity. It's an entity that dwells in fire. So it's a chief fire being. Whether you call it Ahriman, Ingra Maniu, whether you call it Set, Ravana, so that's kind of what we're looking at in column 17 here. And so if your seer isn't used to the experience, they might become quite scared. And those AL, those Al and Yah ending names that sound biblical, if they are biblically sourced, well, the angels, God's host, well, they don't respond, but the divs or the doos or whatever you call these fire beings and snake beings or whatever, oh, they have it. They can perhaps be persuaded. So I will read into the columns now. Kya namath an nefer sipsen pa kubs erk z ba oil sip tut 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 pa shamse yet nup nurture punt to win ma shas sipsen pa cover satut natut satut rough pa ta satut nata mies hatum pa nurture nut ank ate birth pu pa nurture pa nut humps cut satut batut satut nut na pa share nut pat nata pa aw erame pa nash nup nurture tataf kun nut mut te satut natak one huck pie alu tie pahu natak taraf shun mie khur matat nub nut egg shuntaf aru tie Bahu za eya. Shashak nut pat nahar pra aya a shak nahar ak aya shashak pat ay a shashak nahar pa har pa bat nata barf hatam pa shash a nata pa aw erme pa nash nup nature tataf pop shash a patere subson pater empah subson pa nature a nut ra harriet nut pat nata pa shabat nut na anaf tataf pert cup nature bup nature ta hapaf nia kan erme ba awel niel natakat pazar nan yellow pie alo nut khur pe hana napu at nuf ark at septum miszif ark erk za natak shan naf khur hub nub matat nub nut aya shantaf aro tie napu pa nature a sies a off kremput akan nut matat na tie satat pa nut hums har pa tu nagab a on tagratat pa zit pa nate birth mu nut ank sha aha awe ane ba awel akan ba awel subson rabethab yen wetse a pa nature a subson we ane ba awel akan tat subson we ane ba awel akan erk za ne sup a kre kan zazaf nup alu erk taraf one yertaf erk shantaf za an her pa win cup f cup banap pa win pierre erkat re pa alo haf za nerf up cups zamtat au pa win par pa win fes pa win khe pa win par pa win nap nature one huck are pa shamse nap nature nate pa wa sahne napu nat taf nat na shun na kar raf one huff up alu nap nu na runneth khur ashik nia khre han zazaf nup alu f nu mus pa cubs bupper ta raf nu musga na mus pa cubs wetef f tam nu musaf khar raf hatiet erk ra nie tref erk wah napak shan erk satak erkat raf katam yertaf erk ze a kre kan zazafna te ke ash nut kre ze are natru sha nu natap Ado Lakaf F Nu Aru Raka Kem Pe Sau Ale Satra Permit Hrah A Pie Alu Netek Temet Ruff Hatiet Han Waha Shiklat Nakat Satva Peth Niet A Karp Aun Piet Aun Pie Pie Ze Numps Ze Ne Ane Pie Shun Hane Nup Kubs Up Kerp Pie Sumt An Pe Peth Kie Her Niek Wa Kubs Name Put Persh Arf Natuk Ta Wa Shal Na Hubs Erf Wab Ark Arf Natek Math Na Nahe Na Mat F Wab Natek Wahaf Har Wat Tabet Nyanatek Ta Hums Pa Alo Harkat Tabet Wabe Pa Hubs Natek Ta Ruf Katam Yartaf Natek Ash Ahre Han Zazat A Ka Pa Ke An Ke Ash Akher Rak Ashif Wabe Pa Ra Twe Sup Naga Sup Zamtat Ya At Be A Sa Ak Mu Ak Kan Bonus Nu An Yase Egg Amat Get Seth Ore Thahmir Whoop Akre Mia Cup Matat Nub Nut Ya Ru Bahu Natach Cup F Cup Nataktum Tha Wab Arf Bruff Cup Tef Matat Out Wabke Ash Cup Nut Kare An Samtat Ba Oil Sup Tet Sup Pa Nut Ta Win Marshus Sipson Pa Kerber Nut Satat Pa Ta Satat Nate Bras Atam Pa Nutcher Nut Ank Nate Birth Poo Pa Nut Hums Hunt Satat Nut Mut Nut Sat Nut Pa Share Nut Put Tip Ow Erme Pa Nash Nup Nutcher Nut Tip One Huck Pie Alo Ye Wow Subson How Natif Shun Nyanak Pieref Nu Natif Kashap Natif Stum Amatat Nub Nut Egg Shantaf Aruza Aya Shashak Nut Pat Aya Shashak Napat Aya Shashak Nahar Pant Har Pa Bahat Nata Barf Hatam Pie Aw Petere Sipson and Taha Sipson Pa Nutcher Nut Na Hre nut put, nut ta pa, shabbat, nut ne ne, anif, nut tup, ret, cup, nutcher, abanip, nutcher ta, hapaf, ma kan, nt, matat, na tie, satat, erme, ba awal, miel, natak, tup, zer, nun, yellow, how, sipson. And the Coptic word ha'u, ha'u, is spelled in demotic, like the ha'u, money, with the determinative as silver. Again, we have that silver thing going on, don't we? And the demotic sign for the flame coming out the pot stands for kubs, the lamp. Which interesting relates to the shadow beings. Or fire beings, yes. Hela is the Greek symbol of the sun. Hela above it. Is the Greek symbol the circle with the dot in the middle? Waba Yathmatit At is like the Greek Estin de ta Agathon Zodion. And Nahar relates to Coptic and Eric, O thou Boel. Now they're referring to Baal, basically, right? The other supposed son of God that was so, a lord beside Yahweh, a very criticized idea. The title Bel and it's used a lot. Netek or Ericus may have been intended, but as we find, the little changes in the formulas are to have effect. The symbolic meaning being broken or skewed or something to have an effect was probably. So nata mies is as the Coptic ete mes, and it's written elsewhere as nate burse. So asbestos, luknos is the Greek of that. And Sharma, peace be unto you.